The top 10 highest paid MMA fighters. In recent years, mixed martial arts has evolved to become one of the most popular sports, even surpassing boxing in popularity. As a result, the Battling Gladiators net worth continues to rise to reflect this fact. If you're an avid fan or simply a lukewarm spectator of MMA, have you ever wondered how much some of your favorite fighters make, and perhaps how their finances might compare? Here are the 10 highest paid MMA fighters in the world. Number 10. Donald Cerrone, $7,025,800. Starting the list, we have Donald Cowboy Cerrone. He may have never been a champion though, but that doesn't stop him from racking in wads of cash. The consistency and effort of the 39-year-old in the UFC have landed him among the top earners in his category. Donald Cerrone has a fight record in the UFC of 36-16-0, and his total salary is $7,025,800. The fighter also receives a huge amount of undisclosed bonuses. Number 9. George St. Pierre, $7,037,000. George has regularly ranked among the top MMA fighters since entering the octagon in 2002. However, considering the length of most of his fights, it's crucial to note that he never received substantial pay-per-view cuts. In 2017, though, there was a complete turnaround in the career of George St. Pierre's fight against Michael Bisping. The Canadian's total earnings, excluding pay-per-view and other unspecified incentives, is estimated to be roughly $7,037,000. In truth, this figure includes the $2.6 million St. Pierre got from his fight with Bisping, which took place nearly 4 years after he retired in 2013. Number 8. Junior Dos Santos, $7,110,000. Junior Dos Santos is ranked 8th. The Brazilian is one of the highest paid fighters in the UFC due to his incredible punching skills and positive mindset. The heavyweight champion's total earnings from pay-per-view fights could further push his $7.1 million salary upward with some of the other MMA organizations. Junior Dos Santos' rematch with Stipe Miocic in 2017 was one of the fights that earned him the highest money in his career. Despite the fact that this was only one fight, it earned the 38-year-old roughly $800,000. However, his total profits are $7,110,000. Number 7. Michael Bisping, $7,135,000. With total earnings just above $7.1 million, he sneaks into 7th place on our list. His constant determination and consistency over the years have brought him far. From 2009 through 16, he basically earned almost the same salary for each fight, but then that changed when he became a champion. Bisping got a lot of earnings when he made his first title defense match, and as a sweetener, he did win the match after beating Dan Henderson. However, he lost it afterwards when he went against St. Pierre. In total, 2 of these matches gave him approximately $500,000, minus the cuts from pay-per-view. His sponsorship with Reebok yielded reasonable amounts at UFC 189, and so far, his total earnings now amount to $7,135,000. Number 6. Jon Jones, $7,230,000. Coming in 6th position is Jon Jones, who after winning the fight against Dominic Reyes in the 2020 Light Heavyweight Championship became one of the youngest ever UFC champions. Also, his event at the Toyota Center on February 9th, 2022 earned him up to $500,000, which excludes his bonuses and his $40,000 salary. The almost unbeaten American superfighter has earned up to an impressive $7,230,000 throughout his career, and this also excludes his bonuses in pay-per-view. Number 5. Anderson Silva, $8,732,000. Although Anderson Silva didn't secure even a single 7-figure payout from any fight at all under the UFC, he still needed 3 matches in the promotion to hit the 6-figure mark, and since then never got paid under the $200,000 price tag for every appearance he made inside the octagon. Also called the Spider, he made his highest ever pay for a fight after his match against Derek Brunson in UFC 208, which was held in February of 2017, although mainly thanks to the bonuses he picked up after the win to the tune of $200,000. In a total of 25 fights, he has managed to accumulate an average of $620,025. Number 4. Andrei Arlovski, $9,844,000. We have the veteran fighter Andrei Arlovski. This gentleman managed to gain most of his treasure chest under the Las Vegas promotion, with an average of $232,580. Interestingly, his famous loss to Fedor Emelianenko in 2009 was the biggest single fight that Andre made after he collected $1,500,000 in that match. Number 3. Alistair Overeem, $10,204,500. Alistair Overeem set the tone for his fighter pay in 2011 after a spectacular UFC debut win over Brock Lesnar, provided he never earned a check under six figures during his legendary stint in the UFC. However, he received his largest ever paycheck in the last month of 2017 when he faced Francis Ngannou and Curtis Blades in June of the same year, and then again in November of the following year against Sergey Pavlovich. The sum of those three fights gave him an accumulated amount of $860,000. On average, though, he made $495,724 from the UFC. Number 2. Khabib Nurmagomedov, $14,770,000. Khabib is ranked second on our list. He didn't enjoy a meteoric wage rise, though, as it took him 8 fights in the UFC to earn a six-figure salary. He was also nicknamed the Eagle and won a whopping $215,000 after dominating Edson Barboza at UFC 219. After that, he received a check of $500,000 after capturing the lightweight title in April 2018 against Al La Quinta. Interestingly, his first $1 million battle occurred in UFC 229 after submitting McGregor in the 4th round. Number 1. Conor McGregor, $20,102,000. Conor McGregor tops this list, and well, face it, without any surprise. The former 2-division cage warrior and UFC champion is the best paid MMA athlete in the world in terms of earnings from fights. Thanks to his rather bold personality, Conor McGregor is the most famous name in the MMA space, and in turn, this has earned him the right to be the most sought-after athlete to watch. After his featherweight championship triumph over Jose Aldo back in the very last month of 2015, the Irishman received a large sum of 7 figures after fighting Nate Diaz. He may have had consecutive defeats to Dustin Poirier, but the Notorious still got $10,022,000 in total, split between $5,011,000 each. Here are our top 10 highest paid MMA fighters in the world. Who amongst them do you fancy your chances going up against? Let us know in the comments section. See you there.